Sureetha Asokan. Tell me who your brother is. I'll tell you who you are, said Albert Einstein. Did he? No way, I made it up. I'm so consumed by the familiarity with her brother that I think I know who you are and your entire family. But I'm more curious to know about you after looking into your the book that you have chosen. Surita says, my feathers are my family and friends. I love them. I love reading. I love meeting new people. I love the smell of rain. I think we have it all here for you, Surita, today. Over to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Pratibha ma'am. Yeah, I feel like I know you too because of Sharath, but so this is the first time I'm actually getting to meet you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity and this beautiful evening. I do love reading and I do love the smell of rain, and it was a wonderful beginning where you talked about books being friends and um, a part that takes us into an adventure, which is to places that we've never been before and experience things that we've never experienced before. And when Gauri introduced too, she was talking about how a book can, you can get yourself more immersed and drenched in a book, and they can move you, they can transform you, and they can change you from within. And that's the power of the word. And when they say that the words are mightier than the sword, it is very true. And one of the reasons why I chose this book is for this time and space, because we've all read, like you said, there are so many books, and it was hard to pick books. We talk about as per our age and our situations. We look for a connection in a book to a story, a situation, something that we can relate to. And like what Savita was talking about, being a mom and being a woman, or the things that we can relate to, not just with our mind, but also with our heart. We we want for a deeper connection that transforms us to another realm where we feel filled with comfort and content and joy, and also something that ignites a spark in us, something that makes us want to be there with that book and nothing else, and everything else is forgotten all about. And I've done that many times to my brother, where I've spent hours together reading and completely ignoring the people around me. So the reason why I chose this book is this book um, came to me in a point in my life where I was searching for answers. Where, like your daughter said, Aradhana was talking about, I don't know what the meaning of spirit is, or I was not looking at the answer for a spirit, but I was wondering what people talk about praying to God or divinity, and there's only one divine, but everybody follows different traditions. And what is the truth? Where do we start? Because people give us different ways, and there are many ways, and all paths lead to the divine. How and where do we start? I really wanted spiritual guidance, and that is when I happened to pick this book up. And it was a beautiful experience that happened over 3 weeks, where I usually pick up a book and I'm done within a few hours, or I read through the whole night without sleeping. I just want to finish the book if it's really big. And this is a very tiny book. It's 170 pages, written by my friend. And I've never heard of principles of Baalalah before. And it was like the book was a part of me. It was and it was like I was having a conversation with the book over a period of few weeks. And what I like about simplicity in the approach to the divine, and after the connection that he says, where he talks about his experience and his spiritual journey, and offers a very easy and subtle solution for all the suffering that we all face, because we know that the suffering is of the mind, and we look to answers in a traditions that we follow. And one of the first things that really captured my attention was that divinity is all around us, but then we keep looking at ancient books of knowledge, to see and describe the divinity of the divine. So, this endless urge to gather knowledge has let people lose out on the spontaneity of being, knowing, and realizing the divine. It's such a simple and powerful statement, and um, it it resonates very deeply with what I felt. And I understand people are comfortable in our comfort zones, and we follow certain traditions, but the traditions are made for man, and man is not made for traditions. And that is what Maitreya says. Traditions have to evolve with time, and they do evolve with time. We do not follow exactly what our grandparents follow. And the divine, though, is one. He's universal, he's omnipresent and omnipotent. And how do we connect to it? What is the path of truth? And what is the principle of Baalalah? It's a very simple aspect where he talks about Ba being the spark of light within us, where we can walk on connecting to the divine. There is an inspiration within us where we keep seeking for the divine grace. We look for the divine love in our life. So that's the urge inside us, no matter what we do, whether it's a beautiful ceremony, a birthday party, or a wedding, or even a death in the house, we seek a connection to the divine. So the Ba in us pulls us towards the divine continuously. And
Saritama,
Allah, yes, I'll finish right now. And Allah is the ascending path. So when we connect to the divine light, Maitreya's simple messages: be simple, be aware, be a child. Reach out with your heart, and you can connect to the divine through the way of inner consciousness. The book is very beautifully written, and it meant a lot to me because I had a lot of experiences, just energy flowing through me, and a lot of beautiful fragrance smells. And it's a book about truth that I hope a lot of like-minded people here would be interested in looking at the book and reading the book and opening their minds and hearts up to experience this beautiful message from Maitreya. Thank you very much.
thank you, Sarita. I learned the pronunciation from Sharath by the time you could finish your book review. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, be simple, be aware, and be a child. I think